right, hey guys, OFD checking in here, and today we have the Panerai Radiomir 1940. This is the PAM587. This watch came to me by way of CW Watch Shop, guys. This is available over there. Full box papers, comes with everything you would expect. Actually, triple boxed, so everything you'd want. If you guys are looking for another luxury watch in your life, this watch or another, check out the links down below to CW Watch Shop. See if they've got something that tickles your fancy over there. So guys, impressive piece here. This is a remake of the original 1940 Radiomir watches, which were designed for the Royal Italian Navy, their special commandos. These watches were really designed for them. It actually wasn't until 1993 that the Luminors and the Radiomirs actually became available to the public. They were specifically designed for Italian commandos. So that's a pretty cool feature there. This is, like I said, a limited number of 1,000 watches were made. I'm not quite sure what year this watch is, but it's a really, really neat looking piece. Just screams Panerai. And we'll get into the specs here. This is it's a big watch, guys. It's a 47 millimeter case from side to side here. 56.6 is what I measured, lug tip to lug tip. Comes in over 16 millimeters of thickness. Now you do have this very heavily domed acrylic, or boxed, I'd say, acrylic crystal here on the watch, and it has a 26 millimeter lug opening. So quite a big watch here. You guys can see the numbering there on the side of the case. Radiomirs are like most Luminors or Panerai watches, all polishing pretty much done throughout the watch. Really beautiful polishing. And it's a big case, but it's interesting with these Radiomir cases. You guys can see how it tapers from the side of the watch and gets bigger and then dives back down. So they wear really, really well, very impressive, heavy duty, with the base logo strap there, very cool looking design. You got the stitching done very incredibly well. 26 millimeter straps, so you're not going to be throwing a bunch of different straps on here. Flip it over here, you guys can see the caliber P3000 movement in there. It's a really, really cool movement. 3-day power reserve on it. Now there's a full mechanical movement that you can see there. It's not on automatic. But once you get it wound up, you've got 3 days of power reserve. Numbered here on the case back. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can focus in and see what number this watch is. It looks like this is 631, maybe of 1,000. There's the number there. Yeah, it looks like 631 of 1,000 made. But then you can get a good look at that 21 jewel in-house movement from Panerai. This is, from my understanding, this is their most accurate movement out there. So pretty impressive. Another thing, this is a screw-down crown, screw-down case back. It's 100 meters of water resistance, but I wanted to show you guys the functionality of this movement. Now, you unscrew the crown, and in first position here, of course, this is going to be where you're going to be winding the watch. It's a hand winder, so you wind it up. It'll take a little bit to wind it up since you get 50 hours or 3 days of power reserve out of the watch. It's going to take it a bit to wind it up, and then I just suggest winding it every day. But then in the second position, check this out. We'll pop it out one more. Let's get this to... And then you can actually adjust the hours, which is really cool, especially on a military watch where you may be traveling quickly to a different time zone, and you want to be able to quickly set that time like that. Pretty neat. And then, of course, pulling it out all the way allows you to adjust the minute hand there on the watch. So neat feature. I like that jumping hour hand feature on the watch. I think that, especially in a military watch, like I said, where you may be flying to a different time zone or something like that, I think it's a pretty cool setup. Acrylic crystals being used to keep this in this classic design style. You guys can see, as I tip to the side there, this is a sandwich dial on the watch. You can see those Arabic numerals, the recessed, the lume is recessed down inside of there. But just a very classic, Italian military watch. That's what this was designed for. But let's go ahead and pause it, get this watch on my 7-inch wrist, and then definitely stick around because this thing has really impressive lume on it. All right, so here's what a 47 millimeter by 56.7 millimeter, whatever it is, 56.5 millimeter, looks like on my 7-inch wrist. Now, it actually fits, it wears comfortably. It feels good, and I think that's because the thickness of this band, it really supports the large watch all the way around. It's an impressive timepiece. If you're into Panerai watches, this is definitely something to consider and look at. Again, being a limited number of only 1,000 made, this is a numbered edition here. So it's a really, really neat watch. I love the way this watch is put together. So let's go ahead and dim the lights and check out the impressive lume on this. All right, so let's go ahead and get some light on this. And I know there's a lot of Panerai fans out there. They have a big following. I mean, if you guys are into the action-adventure movies, you know that Stallone and Schwarzenegger, you always catch them wearing a Panerai watch because they're just really big and impressive. I think they've actually made some custom watches for the movies, but check that out. Big, bold lume plots on there. It's going to glow all night. It's meant to be a military watch, easy to read, and very legible, and it definitely has all that going for it. So if you guys are interested in this watch, check out the link down below. I'll set a direct link to this watch over at the CW Watch Shop website. One of 1,000 that were produced, and it's a really, really neat limited edition. The PAM587. Cool watch. So, all right, guys, you like the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. If you've not subscribed, you can hit that little picture of my face down there in the corner and definitely subscribe to the channel. And thanks for tuning in. Have a good one, guys.